Sunday, August 31st, 2025. Man, look at that awesome traffic. Beautiful, clear, sunny day. Phenomenal weather. And the bees are maximizing their advantage on it. And I'm so stoked to see this 8-frame hive traffic and resources recovering so well. I think they might be able to make it through the winter, given that. And that's good, then we can make another try next year. So I picked up entrance restrictors for the hives yesterday. Something I've been meaning to pick up for most of the season. And now we're at a point in the season where that's important. So basically, these just slide in the front of the hive on the bottom board and restrict the amount of open space for entering and accessing the hive. And that's really important for a couple of reasons. One, this late in the season, when a dearth happens, a point where there's low resources available or no resources available, which we often get this time of year, the honeybees will start robbing other honeybee hives. So they'll go out and try to get into another hive and steal their honey. It's just something that they do when there's no resources. They kind of panic and go after whatever they can go after. So with the entrance restrictors, it's much harder for them to go into a hive that they're not a member of and steal resources from it. And it reduces the amount of open area that the guard bees have to guard. Another thing that happens this time of year is the same thing as resources reduce. Yellow jackets, wasps, and all these other predatory type insects also start going after resources, and they'll steal honeybee honey, they'll kill and eat honeybees, they do all kinds of stuff. So this is a more restricted version of that will really help reduce that entrance space, and that keeps predatory wasps and stuff out. And the other thing that can happen is mice can actually get into a beehive and build a mouse nest in the beehive. And ironically, the bees won't kick them out or restrict them for some reason. They don't really notice them. I don't think I've had this happen in one of my hives, but I've had other beekeepers tell me about it. And it's a huge problem because obviously we don't want mice and mice crap and mice urine in our hives. That's bad for the health of our bees and certainly not great for any honey we collect. So that's another thing that does. So I'm going to stick these on today. These are really easy to put on. You basically just slide them in place in the entrance. I'll show you that here in a minute. But I got to get out the screw gun and set a screw here. Basically, these can be flipped up or down to open the entrance up. Like for right now, we still have good resource flow. We don't want to restrict it too much. And then as the season progresses, we'll drop it down and restrict it more. So there we go. Pre-drill the hole, put a screw in. Now they're in. They can flip up if they need to. And we'll probably leave them flipped up for now. And then as the season progresses, we'll drop them down and restrict down more. So we actually have one already on this 8-frame hive. But that one is very awkward to move out of the way. And I've also found that because of its shape, size, and the lackluster way I mounted it, I find it gets in the way if I have to lift that bottom box out to inspect. It just adds another component to deal with. The box already weighs probably 75 pounds by itself. I just don't need another thing. I'm always trying to not crush honeybees and all that good stuff. So we're going to replace that one with these nicer ones, and we'll add one to each of these hives. And I was debating whether I should put on a bee suit for this, but given all the traffic coming in and out of here, it is probably a good idea. Alright, here we go. Excuse me, ladies. Come on, I don't want to crush anybody. There's one. Oh yeah, we were gonna pop this up. For now, because they're still drawing a lot of resources. We don't want to restrict them too much. All right, now we'll do the southern hive. And I will get smarter and flip this one up before I put it in. Go ladies. Go ladies. There we go. That'll make for some nicer camera shots too, because we'll be able to really see the pollen and those sort of resources coming in and out, because it'll be restricted to one little inbound outbound spot. This one I had to go grab the screw gun to get the other one out with. Easy enough. We'll take the old one off. They got it glued down with propolis. Right. And now we'll put the new one in place. Hey ladies. Don't mind me. I got our bottom boards upside down on the other two hives. Otherwise those would slide right in like that. It's been a while since I did bees, so not a bad mistake to make in the scheme of things. Wow, look at that traffic. Well, I've got the bee suit on and I can get you a real close up. We'll just take a look at the other two hives here, how their traffic pattern has shifted just a little bit. Also, this might just be me interpreting it that way, but it looks to me like there's a little bit of confusion when they're coming back and finding the entrance restrictor in place. But, you know, that's not surprising. If you come home and find a new door on your house that you didn't put up, you'd wonder what was going on, too. Oh, that's so much better. While I was at it in the suit, I went through with the weed eater and just trimmed back so we can get in here and see the front of these hives a little better. Give a little buffer between ants and other critters and all that kind of stuff. I gotta dig up, I used to have sections of tin roofing I would put down underneath the front of the hive just so we could keep a no weed buffer there. A nice strong activity here. They're happy, healthy bees. And I'm really super stoked to see how well this 8-frame hive is coming back. Probably in this coming week or so, I'm going to go through and assess where we're at honey-wise on the right-hand 2 hives, the big hives. And I might pull some boxes of honey or consolidate things a bit. We'll see. And maybe when we do that, we'll have not a full inspection, but a peek down into the 8 frame here and see how things are looking in there now too. I'm not going to disrupt them today, and obviously there's quite a bit of resource flow coming in here, so I don't think they're quite done doing what they do yet. And I know we have more flowers coming on, and they'll probably be on for a while actually. With the sort of cooler weather we're getting here, that probably will slow those down on how fast they fade. So we'll see how the season plays, I guess, is what I'm saying. I just saw a yellow jacket sitting on the entrance board there. And I don't know if I caught it in this clip. But if not, I noticed one yesterday when I was editing. I'll point it out. But when you see the yellow jackets laying on the front board like that, it's time to close those entrances up a little bit. And like I said, make that space they have to guard much narrower so they can defend easier. Yep. Down in here I see yellow jackets patrolling. So they would if they could.